Hi, my name is John, and what I want to show you now is how the marketing plan works. How do we earn the money? I mean, you might have already heard some stories of some of our distributors, some part-time, some more full-time, and wondering, well, how exactly does it work? So I want to give you an overview. And there's two main ways that we make money. We retail product to customers, and we develop a distributor base. So right now, I want to talk about the customer base, okay? And, you know, our products, they range in value, in price, even in currency, because we're all over the world. We're in over 90 countries. So what we have what we call volume points, which are assigned to each product. So as people move up our marketing plan, because as you sell more product, get more clients, that's going to develop more volume points, and that pushes you up the plan. For example, you start out at 25% discount. Then you work yourself up to a 35% discount, 42%, and finally 50%. And let's talk about our brand new exciting 2018 pilot program. Now, this really affects the 1 and 2 month qualifications especially. Effective January 2018 until December 31st, 2018, exclusively in the United States and U.S. territories. Here's how it works. It's so exciting. First of all, you start out at a 25% discount, as we always have. Then, when you and your team achieve 500 documented volume points in 1 to 2 months, you're a senior consultant at 35% profit. Now, we move up from there. When you and the team in 1 to 2 months achieve 1,000 documented volume points, you are then a qualified producer. Now, if you don't make the 1 and 2 month qualification, you still have 3 to 6 months to do 2,500 documented volume, and again, you'll be at 42% profit. Finally, let's talk about supervisor. Supervisor is where now you achieve 50% discount status. How do you do it? You accumulate 2,000 documented volume points over 1 to 2 months. And again, you know, if you don't make that, no problem. You have 3 to 12 months to do 4,000 documented volume points, and at that point, you'll be at 50%. So, for example, let's just say you get a client and you sell a program. And we have something called Earn Base, because, and you know, we'll get into more depth in the marketing. I'm trying to keep it simple right now. But let's say the product that you sell is about $100 Earn Base worth of product. So if you're at a 25% profit, you know, you're going to make approximately about $25. As you move up, you know, and remember, the results aren't always typical. There's no guarantees here. But as you're more consistent, you move up the plan. When you get up and sell a $100 program and you're a supervisor at 50%, you're now going to make $50 on that Earn Base approximately. And you say, well, how the heck do you find the clients? Well, you find the clients by people that you know. They're going to, especially because, you know, one of the things we always want to impress upon people is use the product. You have to believe in the product. You have to feel the product. And, you know, as you get results, you know, personally I lost 12 pounds. But as you get results, people are going to say, what are you doing? Okay, and then you're going to get referrals from them. And we have a whole menu that will show you. We have trainings on boot camp, fit camps. We have nutrition clubs. We have wellness profiles. We have sampling that goes on. There's many ways, house parties, so many ways that we find clients, introduce the product, and develop a client base. So now, again, just for easy math, so you've worked up to getting, you know, that 30 to 40 clients or so. You're at a 50% profit. So again, on that $100, that would be approximately a $50 profit. So you find 10 clients in a month, that's $500 in income. Find 20, that's $1,000. And again, there's no guarantees on what you're going to do, because I know when I got started, they said, look, you know, they showed us, you know, the plan. They said, you know what you have to do? You have to be willing to work, okay? You have to really want to make a change, and you have to be teachable, okay? And as you learn, you develop a skill set. You're going to find that you will find clients as long as you work consistently. You know, you have that passion, that energy, and again, how it works is pretty simple. 25 to 50% profit on your client. At that $100, you see what happens. So here's the first area of income, retail profit, okay? We'll show you all the specifics shortly. Hi, now we want to go through the second part of the marketing plan. Remember, the first part is retail profit as you develop a client base. The second is as you develop a distributor base. So let me show you, give you an overview of how that works. So for example, let's say you're now a supervisor like we showed in the first part, where you're at 50% profit. And so now somebody says, you know, they like to earn some extra income, and you recruit them. Well, they're at 25%, you're at 50%. So you are going to earn and get from the company approximately 25% wholesale profit as your distributor goes out and finds some clients, okay? When they get to 35%, you get 15% wholesale. When they're at 42%, you get 8% wholesale profit. So that's wholesale. Pretty straightforward. But then you're going to find some people who really want to go out and do the work. You know, it's not necessarily typical, it's not guaranteed, but you'll find some people that they're willing to do that work. They've gone to the trainings. They're really consistent, and they go and they become a supervisor too. So they're now at 50%. So now there's no wholesale profit for you. So at this point, the company will start paying out what we call a royalty override, which can be 1 to 5%. And again, just for simplicity, I'm going to use 5% as the example. By the way, how do you develop a 5% royalty or a 1%? The more volume that you do and the more volume that your distributors do, you know, that will push you up in volume, where once you do about 2,500 volume points, okay, in a calendar month, you will qualify for up to a 5% royalty override. All right, and again, we'll get into all the details and more, you know, in future trainings, but this is just a quick overview. So now you're going out and you're looking for somebody who's willing to do the work. They're going to work hard. And by the way, you may have to go out and sponsor a bunch of people. You might sponsor 5 people, 10 people, 20 people to find the one person who, you know, they just decide want to develop the client base, they want to get a distributor base. And our real goal, the goal that we're shooting for as we're, you know, starting to get people into the 1%, the not typical group of people that are willing to go the extra distance, okay? You want to find two people, ideally, you know, just as a way to kind of organize the business. And there's no guarantee on that, but we're looking for 2 people who get to supervisor, who each do about this 2,500 in volume. Now, how the marketing plan works, those 2 people, they can decide to develop a team. And, you know, we're going to suggest to them, well, if you're serious and you want to develop a team, let's have you do the same thing that your sponsor did. You go out and find 2 people. And again, to find those 2, you might have sponsored 10 people, 20 people, 30 people. You're going to work with those people. You're going to train the people. You're having fun together. You're getting clients. You know, it really becomes kind of an exciting time, all right? But, you know, so you're going to have distributors who come in. Some mainly just use the product. Some don't do anything. Our goal is to find those 2 people that also do the 2,500. Well, the company will pay you up to 5% on whatever those 2 people do every month. And then they pay it one more generation deep, down to what we call the 3rd line. And again, you know, to find those 2 people, just like the first 2, you're you know, going to have to sponsor a bunch of people. There'll be a lot of clients happening. But eventually our goal is to find those 2 more people under each of them. Okay, and when you add up, because again, you know, it can get, you know, we could draw circles and squares all over. But for example, when we find 2 who get 2, well, that's 4 people. And then those 4 get 2, that's 8 people. And that adds up to about 14 supervisors on what we call your first 3 lines. And this could be, you know, in your town. It could be, frankly, all over the world. We're in 90 countries around the world. Okay? And so from here, if 14 people have learned how, they're working hard, they're doing this, you know, 2,500 volume points a month, well, that's going to add up when you get your 5% check to be somewhere between 1,700 to about 1,800 we call royalty points, which in the U.S., you know, is approximately about, you know, $1,700 to $1,800, which now makes you, if you do it 3 months in a row, something called Get Team. And at the Get Team, you're going to get an extra 2% bonus every month on top of the 5%, as long as you qualify each month. So this, again, gets to be exciting. You can get 7%, 7%, 7%, and the 2% can even go beyond the first three lines. So that's Get Team. Okay, so we did an overview of Get Team. Now remember, you know, there's no typical result here. Nothing is guaranteed, but again, we're finding distributors, clients, but you know, looking for that distributor base and the people that are willing to work, you know, want to face some of their fears, right? Go to the trainings, and we find 2 people. You know, we just to give the example, like we showed you earlier, who each get 2, and that can lead to what we call a Get Team check. So now the next step in the marketing plan is called the Millionaire Team. And again, just for simplicity, but you know, one of the ways that we try to organize our thinking, we have the goal of going out and finding one more of those serious people. You know, so if you go out and find one more, again, you may have to sponsor another 5, 10, 20. You don't know, okay? But obviously, the more you do, the more likely you're going to find that person. As long as you're willing to work with them, you know, they go to the trainings, they're getting product results. And so our goal is to find one more person on what we call your first line that develop, you know, a client base, a distributor base that does 2,500 volume points a month, and then to do the same thing that the Get Team did. You know, we'd have those people go out, that people that you already have, find one more, so you have basically 3 people here on your first line. If they each find 3, okay, they go out and they're each developing people, they're getting that 5 or 10 people. Again, no guarantees when it's going to pop up, but our goal is to develop then 3 each, so that's 9 people on your second generation. And remember, Herbalife pays 3 generations deep. So one more time, you're getting a bunch of distributors going. You know, some will just do a little bit, some won't do anything. But we're looking to develop that, you know, one more person under each of these. So each year 3 get 3, those 9 get 3 on your second line, and that leads to 27 on the third line. So you have a total of about 39 supervisors on your first 3 lines is our goal, all right, who are each doing at least approximately 2,500. Some will do more, some will do less, but we're looking for the people that have the work habits, they have you know, the client base, as I said, and distributors that will lead to that. And again, just for me and maybe for you, to keep it easier, let's go with an even number, 40. You know, so when 40 people, you know, they each do approximately 2,500. And as I said, that's not necessarily typical or guaranteed. It could be a little more, a little less. Well, that will add up to a check that actually is approximately around 5,000 royalty points a month. Well, to be on the Millionaire Team takes 4,000 royalty points. And now the company, besides paying you a 5% override on your 3 generations, they will add another 2% to your monthly bonus for another 4% on top of the 5. So this is where the income can start to obviously get even more serious. And it's just logical. The more distributors you have who go out and get more customers, and distributors go out and get more distributors who use the product, they're talking to people. This is how the numbers can add up. And again, remember, it could be across the street, across the country, or somewhere around the world. Okay, now we're going to go to the next step in the marketing plan, which is President's Team. And remember, to get to Millionaire Team, it's definitely not typical. There's no guarantees. It puts you in the top 1% of the company. All right, but now there's going to be even a larger position within the company in terms of earning power called President's Team. Okay, and this is where, as I showed you earlier, with the Mill Team, you get a 5% royalty, 3 generations deep. And then when it adds up to a $4,000 royalty check or more, that'll kick in another 4% possible bonus every single month as a production bonus. Well, now as a Pres Team member, that 4% turns into 6%. Okay, so now you have your 5% royalty, you have up to a 6% production bonus each month, and you might think, well, how does that happen? Well, it's just more using the product, wearing the brand, talking to people, getting more customers on the product, and getting a distributor base. So for just the example, to keep it simple, again, you go out and find somebody else, who is willing to do the work, they get the product results, and they learn how to do, and they're motivated to do 2,500 or more in volume points per month, and you get one more. So because you have more control of your attitude, your work habits. So we're going to, just for ease of example, share that, let's say now you have 5 people on your first line, and you have sponsored a bunch of people to find those new people, more clients, but our goal is to find 2 more, leading to 5 supervisors on your first line that are doing 2,500 volume points or more a month. And let's just say, just to kind of lowball it more, that your second line doesn't do what you did. They don't get 5. Let's say they just go get 1 more each. So you have 4 people, 4 supervisors that they each get on your second line, which totals 5 times 4 is what? 20. So you have 20 supervisors approximately. You can have more, you can have less, but I'm just trying to keep this simple for the moment. And then let's say your third line, they don't even do quite as much as your second line or your first line. They go get 3. They go out and they each develop 3 supervisors each instead of 5 like you did. So now, if 20 supervisors get 3 each, that's 60 that could be developed on your third line. This is a goal, all right? Again, not typical. It definitely puts you in, at a fraction of the top 1% of the company. But just for ease of showing you how the marketing plan works, now you have about 85 approximately supervisors on your first 3 lines, and I just want to keep making sure you understand. There's no guarantee on it, not typically happens, but you go out, they get their client base, they learn how to develop their distributor base. Now you have 85 supervisors on your first 3 lines altogether, and let's just make it 80 for easier math. And they each do 2,500 or more, some less, but for easy math, 2,500. That's actually a little over 200,000 volume points. Well, 5% royalty on 200,000 is a 10,000 royalty point check. That will kick in that extra 6% that I referred to. And so now, you get your 5%, 3 generations deep. You can make up to 6% production bonus each month on your supervisor team, again, locally or around the world. And President's Team, like Millionaire Team, like Get Team, as you are in the top 1% of the company, we have even more specialized training, specialized events that are going to be available for you. So this is just an overview of how it works. You want to get together with your sponsor to develop a plan of action.